of being a director. Basically, sorry, people will be messaging me. This week is treatment week, and probably the next few weeks is kind of just like ruminating in a positive way on references, ideas for scenes, just like what's coming to me from a visual perspective based on the script. Going over it again. I sent Grace, my friend, the notes. Our other friend sent back notes as well, so she's revising the script now based on that. They were all like super positive, just a few little tweaks and mainly ideas about director choices and like stylistic things that I wanted to get their take on as well. Treatment wise, I don't really know what standard process is. I'm sure every director would have a different process. What I'm thinking about at this moment is what films, what photography, what art, what music could be used as a reference point for this short film. So looking back into, my letterboxd, really, like looking at all the films I've watched in the past, anything in my brain that I can think of that, is similar from a content perspective, something that I really like from a visual perspective. We're working in kind of the social realism genre, so the film is, about a homeless teenager. So, like Fish Tank comes to mind, Kelly Reichardt, Eliza Hittman, Warwick Thornton, Ivan Sen, Chloe Zhao, like there's so many, but these are just kind of a few that come to mind that are social realism with like women at the fore, young women at the fore. I'm not pretending to be an auteur already. I think, based on my previous experience, I have a unique visual style, but I am still figuring it out. And so I have a lot of directors that I look up to, a lot of cinematographers, and I don't want to say that I'm copying them, but certainly you're looking at references and wanting to find something that resonates with you, and obviously that kind of resonates with the topic as well. So anyway, on that note, here's me working, lol. What I do once I've thought of some films that I think, could work, are good references, I'll go and get stills from these films. I'll just save them into a folder. There's probably a better way, but heaps of stills. And then what I'll do after that is kind of like figure out my favorites and drag them into a gallery in Notion. Love Notion. Notion, please sponsor me. And and that way, you kind of see them all together. You see if there's like patterns and just where your head's at in terms of look. And that's just the very, very early stages of developing a treatment in my mind, just getting those images down. And then you start on the written stuff, and obviously the images will swap out and evolve and everything once you refine it. Back again for day 2 of vlog 2. Looking a little bit more put together because I have to go film a wedding this afternoon, but a lot better than yesterday when I literally just jumped back on the camera after going to the beach. I won't be doing that again because it didn't look great, but still on the floor, which I'm liking, and think I might make this my thing. The floor is just a safe space. Anyway, I just wanted to jump back on to talk a little bit more about my process for finding creative inspiration, but also getting a little bit quiet and finding my own voice, because it's very easy to oversaturate yourself in films and consume, but then at no point do you kind of sit back and think, well, how do I actually want to tell this? How can I envision this scene playing out? What is my unique creative input into this project? And yeah, that's obviously incredibly important as a director. That's pretty much your entire role, is having the overarching vision. But so yeah, this week I've watched 2 movies already. I watched About Ellie by Fahadi and Zola. Extremely different films, and neither of them had a huge amount to do with like what we're trying to achieve, I suppose. But I just find it very interesting to take a step back and analyze just director choices from that lens. Like, obviously you don't want to go too hard on that because you want to enjoy the film for what it is, but if you take the time to kind of look and think, all right, why did he make that choice there, or why did she use that camera angle? What was she trying to convey, like from a character standpoint? How was like music and sound design used there to build tension or to detract, or like all these things that are just, in any film there's an infinite amount of those. So it's hard to kind of keep track, but there are some standout moments. And then off the back of that, and I find this a lot harder because there's so kind of few quiet moments in the day, unless you really allocate time to focus, or you're meditating, or you're literally about to go to sleep. And that is sometimes when I find that like these things come to mind, maybe in the shower. I suppose that's why people say like when you're doing a task that doesn't require too much thought, that's when you can really sort of like let your brain go. But it's just easy to, supplement that time with podcasts, TV shows, movies, work, relationships, all that stuff. So it's very rare that you get some time to yourself. But I do meditate every morning, and sometimes in that kind of like quiet darkness, you might just get a really powerful sort of thought about whatever creative project you're working on, or maybe you think of a particular scene that you want to kind of deconstruct, and then just really like no distractions, even just 10-15 minutes of just sitting down and like quietly thinking, okay, yeah, this is how it would go, this is how I see it, and this is what I think about the topic at hand and the character and stuff, because I'm trying to figure out what I can give to this project that's like authentically me, I suppose. So yeah, it's like navigating that, finding your own voice and style. And I'm saying this in second person, like I'm talking to someone out there didactically, but it's really just for myself. Like that's what I intend to do in the next few weeks, is continue to kind of like consume content and then try and focus in quiet time and really piece together this film and figure out how I want to tell the story. So that's where we're at. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog.